What's up, y'all? Woo! You know, I'm drinking a LaCroix. This one's actually empty. I just finished it. You guys, woo, y'all be acting up in these comments sometime. Somebody told me in the comments last time that if you drink too much of these, it messes up the enamel on your teeth. Whatever. I drink these all day, every day. I am tired, you guys. I probably look tired. I have, I don't know. I've been working this, you know, a lot like I usually do, but on top of that, I've been staying up late. I just haven't been getting enough sleep. But I'm gonna remedy that. I'm gonna get some sleep tonight and I'm gonna rest tomorrow. But I just want to jump on here and ask you guys, curious to know, how do you handle expired IDs? How do you handle a situation where you go to a signing, you get to a signing, and the signer doesn't have ID or that their ID has expired? It's something that I don't experience a whole lot, but or doesn't happen a whole lot, thankfully, but it does happen, and I hate it. I hate when it happens. It gets on my nerves because I don't know. I guess we just assume in the position that we're in that everybody should know you need a valid ID, right? But most people do know that, but they think like, oh, it's no big deal, or there's some other way around the signing. And a lot of times there isn't. I had one this week the other day, and I just wanted to get your feedback on what you do when you run into this situation. I'll tell you what I do, but I'm curious to what other notaries and notary loan signing agents are doing, specifically loan signing agents, more so because we deal with title companies a lot, we deal with signing services a lot, we deal with lenders a lot, and majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, if you are dealing with one of their customers who has an expired ID, they will tell you to just go ahead and do the signing, or that you could take the ID, that the lender will take an ID that's expired up to 5 years. They'll tell you that that's what it says on the NNA's website, blah, 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 right? First of all, I want to say, you know, I'm not here to give any legal advice. I don't consult your state. Every state is different. Consult your state notarial law as it relates to what's acceptable or what's not acceptable. But here in California, for us to, as notaries, when we're IDing someone, they need to have a valid unexpired ID. There is a blurb somewhere, and I don't remember the code, the California section or code that states that you can use an ID that's expired if it's in 5 years of the issue date, right? But here's the thing with me so far. I've not seen an ID that's expired that's within 5 years of the issue date. I'm just going to give you an example. Say for instance, my identification, right? My license was issued last year, May of last year. My driver's license expires June of 2024, right? So let's just say we're in 2024. There's a very, very, very small window of time where it will be within 5 years. You know, most of the time when you're dealing with somebody and their license has expired, they're beyond that 5 year from the issue date. That's gone. So I struggle sometimes to even understand why that's even written in our law here in California, but it is. So a lot of times the signing service or the title company or the lender will just tell you that, they'll recite that, and they'll tell you, oh, you can sign, that you can take the expired ID, because they want to get that loan closed. But I urge everyone, that's why I always emphasize how important it is to invest in your education and know what your state notarial law is, because you don't want to just listen to what the signing service or the title company or the lender is telling you to do. You need to know what your state law is for yourself, because you don't want to do anything to put your commission on the line, okay? I prefer just really just to stay away. If somebody has an expired ID, I'm like, I gotta go. I mean, there's nothing we can do with that. And again, my son is about to come in here. Sorry.
I want to get right here.
Why are you whining about it?
Because I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, you're tired.
No, I'm not tired.
Okay.
Stop calling me tired.
So anyways, hold on, you guys, sorry. It's right here. So yeah, a lot of times
Thank you.
You're welcome. The title companies will, can you shut the door? Or the signing services, whoever you're working with, will just tell you to go ahead and do the signing because they just want to get it done. But I veer away from that, and it kind of irritates me because if I walk away from the signing, I know that they're probably just gonna call another notary. Another notary might be okay with that, and then they might do it. And I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of notaries out there who just don't know, and that's just so not cool because you want to know. I sound like a broken record. You want to know. You don't want to just go by what somebody tells you. Like the signing service shouldn't be able to tell you, oh yeah, go ahead and do it, and you just do it, not knowing what the consequences, repercussions, or what the law is behind that. So yeah, just curious of how you all handle those situations if you're dealing with somebody with an expired ID. The situation I had this week that came up like that, it was let me shut my door. Hold on, you guys. It was kind of like lucky. The signer kind of lucked out because I ended up using credible witnesses, which I don't really like to do that either. But I went ahead and did it for this couple because they were really in a bind. They were having a lot of trouble getting this loan closed, and they luckily, coincidentally, had like two close friends who live right there in the same neighborhood, in the same vicinity. So they were able to run on over, and I was able to use two credible witnesses. Again, I'm not going to go into what the requirements are for credible witnesses because every state is different. I really urge you to check your state notarial law to brush up on that. But I was able to use two credible witnesses for this particular signer, and it worked out. But I was being pushed by the title company and the signing service to just use his expired ID. They were telling me, oh, it's what you can use it if it's in 5 years of the issue date. He was outside of 5 years of the issue date. And like I said, that's always like a very, very, very small window anyway. So I don't even know why they have that in the law. And then they were also telling me that, that the NNA or the state of California actually had an extension due to COVID, which they did, but that's been over now for months, at least 2 or 3 months now. So again, sometimes the companies will try to just tell you things so you could just go ahead and close the loan. So it's really important for you to really know what's going on and stay abreast of what's going on in your state, because again, they could have just told me that, oh yeah, due to COVID, there's an extension. I just said, okay, but I knew because I read up on it and I stay abreast of what's going on that extension expired. So anyhow, let's see. Somebody said something. Has a lender asked for the actual copy of the ID before? Oh yeah, all the time. So with every loan package that I do, I take a photocopy of the signer's identification. Either they give me a photocopy or I'll scan it from an app on my phone and I return it with the package. Oh, the other point that I want to make in regards to that. So let's just say somehow you get a signer whose ID is expired, and let's say that they're within that 5-year time period. If you're in California, if that's even within the legal realms of the state that you're in, like I said, every state is different. We still are dealing with loan packages that usually have 99.9% of the time will have a Patriot Act form in the loan documents. A Patriot Act form, you as a notary or identifying the person that you're signing with, and you have to record their identification. They have to have a photo ID that's unexpired to be recorded on the Patriot Act form. So you can't use an expired ID on the Patriot Act form either, and all lenders require a Patriot Act form. So, but again, push that all to the side. Lenders, title companies, and signing services will try to push you to complete the loan. The other thing is lenders have different requirements. So sometimes a lender might accept an expired ID. They might be okay with expired ID. but that expired ID may not be okay within the realms of your notarial duties within the state that you live in. So anyways, my rule of thumb is if your ID is expired, I'm not going to do the signing most of the time, majority of the time. This one kind of just slipped through. I went ahead and did it because they had two credible witnesses and we were able to get it done. But typically, if your ID is expired, I walk away from the signing. So anyways, you guys, I just wanted to jump on here to see if anybody had any experiences with that, how you handled it. I don't think anybody has or hasn't really said anything. I probably will have people watch this back and talk about it in the comments. So yeah, I'm just wondering. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm tired. Like I said at the start of this, I'm about to go to bed. All right, peace.